Okay, I wanted to talk to you about something. Now, I'm a writer, and I've learned that there's no such thing as the beginning of a story. Because no matter where you choose to start, something happened before that to affect the events going on right now. So, all we really do when we tell stories is choose the part that we want to begin telling the story, but it's never the beginning. So, I wanted to talk to you about something, and I don't know how to start this story. So I might ramble and I might go back and forth, but it's something that I really wanted to go over because I think I've just skimmed over it a lot, and I don't know, I think it needs to be talked about. Last May, I was scheduled to have gastric bypass surgery, and through events not of my own doing and out of my control, it was canceled. And that event changed my life. A lot of things have happened in my life that seem worse than having gastric bypass surgery canceled, and I've had to deal with things that are scarier and more life-threatening or whatever, but that was the hardest thing I'd ever had to go through. And I'll tell you why. I've been overweight my whole life. Even when I was a little girl, I was the fattest little third grader there was, and it was just a part of my reality, and it really affected the kind of person I became, and how I learned how to be a person. And I learned how to be a person being overweight, and I never dreamed that I'd have anything other than fatness in my life. I'd given up the idea of ever getting married because I thought that I'd never find a wedding dress, and who wants to wear a giant white wedding dress like a billboard being as big as I was? And I just thought I was trapped. I couldn't control my eating, and I was lazy, and I had no idea how to stop. Every time I tried, I failed, and I just gave up. I gave up on all my dreams, and I gave up on any future that had any kind of happiness. And then I heard about gastric bypass surgery, or rather, my best friend had it, and I watched her whole body and her whole person change, and I was jealous and I wanted it. And I went through the steps to do it myself, and I learned a lot about the surgery, and I had it scheduled, and I was ready. And it was the first time in my life that I ever allowed myself to imagine a thinner me. She was born in my head, this thinner me that's out there in the future somewhere, and I imagined how she would feel and what she would look like and the kinds of activities and things that she would participate in, and I wanted it, and I knew it was coming. It was right there in the future. All I had to do was wait. And then the surgery was canceled, and they stole her from me. That thinner me, she was gone. And everyone said I just had to wait that it would happen, but like every day was a day that I didn't get to be her, and it sucked. And I didn't think that it would ever happen. I just thought the surgery was just gone forever, and I didn't want a future that didn't include that woman that I had imagined. I didn't want any future if I didn't get to have that, and I just shut down. And for months I didn't live. I went through the motions of living, but I was just lying to everyone. Well, I just tried my best to stay whole until I got home, and then I could fall apart. And it was a long time, and it was rough, and I didn't know how I could ever learn to be okay again. I thought there would never be a day that I'd wake up and feel like I felt before I ever dreamed of having that surgery. And all I wanted was to go back to the time when I never allowed myself to dream. And the lesson that I learned from having that surgery canceled was that it was stupid to ever hope for anything. And I was broken. And everyone tried to comfort me, and they said things like, everything happens for a reason. And I hated them for that, because I didn't understand how anybody could have a reason for the pain I was feeling. I couldn't imagine anything that would be a good enough reason for something like that to have happened. I didn't want to wake up another day and people were telling me there was a reason for all of this. I was angry, and I was hurt, and I was bitter. And as all things, it just got a little better over time. Everything does. And I decided that the surgery would happen in the future. All I had to do was wait. And I knew that if you lose some weight before the surgery, it makes the surgery safer, that it makes your liver shrink a little. And I just thought, well, I would try my best to just lose a little long enough, for the surgery to happen, because I figured any weight I would lose on my own, it would just come right back and I would fail. But if I could just lose some weight before the surgery, then it'd be safer and everything would be good and it'd give me something to work on. And I tried, and at first I was just fumbling around, like, oh, I think I'll eat a little less, oh, I'll just go to the gym. I didn't know what I was doing, and it worked. Like, I lost some weight and I was surprised, and it felt good. Like, it was the first time in my life I've ever actually seen the numbers go down on the scale before. I never saw it go down on the scale. Like, I tried, and I always failed really quickly. And so I tried harder. And there were things I told myself I'd never do. Like, I'll never count calories. That's too much work. And then I wanted more numbers to go down on the scale. So I remembered that Amelia, Massage Goddess, had used Spark People, and I went on Spark People and started, tracking calories, and it worked, and it gave me information that I didn't have before, and I learned how to control what I'm eating and how much I should eat, and what kinds of foods I should eat. And the more I learned, the more I wanted to make better decisions, not just to lose weight, but to be a healthier me. I don't want to lose weight if it's going to cost me my health. And I don't know, it got addicting, like tattoos, like once you see the numbers go down on the scale one week, well, you want to do it again. And the things I was willing to do to lose weight were more and more every time, so that now, I don't know, making bad decisions, like having the bad foods or skipping the gym, is not as satisfying for me as seeing my numbers go down on my scale, or getting to buy smaller clothes, or all the little positive things that happen with weight loss. And I know now that I would never have gotten here if I hadn't gotten not denied or whatever, but if I hadn't gone through the gastric bypass route. If that had never happened, I wouldn't be here, because now I'm working for that skinny Sarah that I had imagined, and she's still waiting for me, and I'm getting closer to her every day, and she's only there because I imagined it when I was scheduled for surgery. And so everyone was right. Everything does happen for a reason. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I can do this on my own, and I feel so empowered, and I feel so strong. And I just wanted to share that, because I think I just kind of glossed over it and just hoped I would not have to remember how it felt during, I don't know, May, June, and July. I don't want to go back there ever again, and I don't like talking about it, because I'm really kind of ashamed of myself for letting myself get there. But I wanted to talk about it because I started this channel as a gastric bypass kind of, journey thing, and now it's just my weight loss journey. And I wanted to explain why the transition happened and where I am now. I think my video is probably too long now, and thanks for listening. I just wanted to share. I don't think I had a good storyline in there at all. Oh well. Thanks, I guess. Bye.